how do you, what were some of the things that people did in the household that allowed them to detach themselves from that type of stressors?
Yeah, great question. So there were a lot of different tactics that folks used. One thing that we realized, and I'm going to give you another number from our, actually, I don't have the number in front of me, but one thing that we saw from work-life impact studies was that if you had 2 kids or more, your work life was really, really impacted. So negatively. So you had a lot of conflict. And this was particularly so for those that identify as female as compared to men. And so this probably has to do with traditional gender roles at home. So we saw that. So that's clearly something that was impactful. So what we saw that folks did that was positive in terms of making sure that they could cope with being stuck at home and not having ability to recover, etc., was setting boundaries. That's the main thing. Going through calendar hygiene, so making sure that you don't have a lot of different meetings back to back, and you create some spaces for you to relax. A lot of folks needed, because we are social beings, so we need social interaction. And this is very, very hard for you to replace. I experienced that because I was for 6 months locked up at an apartment in Bogota. And we strive to be with other people. We want to be with other people, and we want to. So that's something that was really hard for folks to replicate. But as soon as we got out of burnout, of COVID, what we started seeing is that folks created moments in their day-to-day and even blocking in their calendars for moments for sports, moments for being with other people outside work. And it sounds silly because it's so obvious that we should do that. But a lot of times we don't. And actually, when you talk to entrepreneurs, founders, etc., and leaders within startups, that's very, very common, where these folks have access to all the information that they need. They know that it's important to remain active. They know that it's important to actually have their meals and stop and think about other things. They know that they need to read things outside their work related themes, because that's the only way that you're going to be creative, that you're going to have. So we all know these things, but then when it's day to day, you're just focused on hitting those goals and making things happen, etc. So it takes a lot of resilience, and it takes a lot of organization for you to do that. You need to. So we saw that folks that cope the best with the pandemic and are coping the best with these strains of being high achievers and working hard are those that were able to actually create spaces for emotional, social, and cognitive recovery. Those that are working in the same place that they are playing. So, and this happens a lot with tech teams, where you're sitting at your let's say home office, and that's where you're staying for 10 hours and you're coding. And then when it's the off time, you stay at the same place and you just are now engaging, I don't know, in strategy games, video games, or something like that. You're using the same type of cognitive skills. You're at the same place. So you're telling your brain that it's not yet time for you to relax. So what it means is that if you think of this as a muscle, it's like you're always tense and you never relax the muscle, right? So that is bound to give you pain and lactic acid and all that in the brain in the muscle analogy. So you need to realize that we are, and our brains are like that as well. We need to relax. We need to listen to music. We need to talk to folks. We need to do different things.